Salakia. Satan always call when you're doing the work. Carrying on. It says resilience, being able to quickly recover from setbacks, stress, or unexpected changes. Character is made up of virtues, which are positive personal strengths that enables behavior and actions that reflect high moral standard. Right? Going to the etymology of the word level-headed. Right? And the point I wanted to get, mentally balanced. And that's another trait of showing that you have great understanding, right? And character. You're mentally balanced. And that's something that me, myself, I strive for and will continue to strive for until I get out of here, because I'm not perfect. And that we should all strive for it, right? I looked at the word character in the Merriam-Webster online, right? It says, when they speak about an E with personal and individual, a person marked by noble and conspicuous traits, moral excellence, and firmness. We should be striving for moral excellence, not carnal excellence, as in riches and honor in this world, reverence in this world. We should be striving for moral excellence. Hey, like that song say, how you gonna win when you ain't right within? We should be cleaning up. This is the biggest thing about this truth, is about cleaning up ourselves. The scriptures say what? Set thine house in order, then go and reprove thy people. This is even tempered. It says not easily annoyed or angered. And these are things that, in the truth that it speaks about. And it made me think about Timothy and in Titus, when the Apostle Paul, which we know Yahweh Shai was dealing with the Apostle Paul. He was speaking through the Apostle Paul. The word that he was speaking, one of his own words, it was coming from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. He was being dealt with directly in the spirit. And these are things that we, as we strive to grow in this truth, and even when you trying to obtain growth, these are the characteristics that the Lord is looking for. These are the characteristics that come from understanding wisdom. It says not easily annoyed, angered, because that'll make you what? Apt to teach, right? Make you to be able to walk being wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. Because if you're ruled by anger, if you don't have control over your anger, you'll make hasty and irrational and stupid decisions based off what? Your anger, because that's, hey, the scriptures say, wrath worketh not the righteousness of the Most High. It says strewn, calm, composed, poised. So the men of the Lord, they had composure. They were poised. They didn't make haste in the time of trouble. They was men of reasoning. They were thinkers. They always used the word of the Lord as what? Their rubric, their standard, the things that they always reflect back on. And that's what we have to do. When we're going through all these different scenarios in our life, the scriptures is what you should be using to be able to dissect and be able to apply to your life, to be able to navigate through this life, man. Not leaning on your own understanding. Right? So let's get into these scriptures. This 1 Timothy 3:1-6. It says a bishop, which bishops mean what? Overseer, right? A person that has a leadership position in the church, which spiritually, right? Because let me qualify it, because it are bishops and different offices, elders in the church, because it's order. But through the spirit, every brother that's in the camp, that's Lord willing, we be a part of the hopeful elect, right? The servants, the prophets, we're overseeing the 1/3. The multiple body of believers that's coming in. So what we have a great responsibility, and ultimately be able to be promoted even within the church. These are the attributes that you have to have. And this is what Paul was writing to Timothy, to let him know this is what he should be seeing in those believers that coming in. This is what the characteristics of a true man of the Lord. 1 Timothy 3, I start at verse 1. This is the truth. This is a true saying. If a man desire the office of a bishop, he desireth a good work. A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife, which we know we can have multiple women. But when you have these responsibilities, chasing all these women will cause you to be distracted, right? It says vigilant. So you have to be vigilant. And that comes with what? Being responsible. Having self-control, self-management. Sober. Being focused. Of good behavior. Given to hospitality. Apt to teach. Not given to wine. Right? That goes into self-control. You're not a drunkard. Nor a striker. Right? So you're not quick to be easily angered. Easily agitated. Having that self-restraint. Because you can't be this person who just be quick and ready to fight. You could offend a little one. Not greedy or filthy lucre, right? Because you can't be able to be taken by bribes. Because a lot of people out here bought and paid for. But patient, not a brawler, not covetous. One that ruleth well his own house, having his children of subjection with all gravity. For if a man knoweth not how to rule his own house, which first and foremost, if you can't rule over yourself, you definitely can't rule over your family. And if you can't rule over your family, you can't be a ruler over men. And what I mean by ruler, you can't be a leader of men. If you can't lead yourself, you can't lead your family, and you can't lead men. This is what the truth is about. The Lord is building up leaders. You follow first. Before you can be a great leader, you have to be a great follower. That's why the scripture said, be ye follow. That's why the Apostle Paul said that. Be ye followers of me, even as I am of Yahushua. That's why we have our apostles and elders, elder bishops, and heads of camps, man. This ain't the thing about shooting up into the ranks. Get your foundation good first, man. And I'm speaking first and foremost to myself, because I'm not exempt. It says, not a novice, lest being lifted up with pride, he fall into the condemnation of the devil. That's why you have to come up the right way. That's why you got to enter in at the straight gate. Right? Carrying on. This is Proverbs 25 and 28. And Salakia, like I said, I'm still on the plantation. Give me 1 second. This is Proverbs 25 and 28. Right? It says, he that have no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. That means if you can't control your own spirit, you don't got no defense system. If you can't have control over your spirit, you basically are not going to walk in the spirit. You're going to allow your flesh to be as your defense, and that's going to lead you to what? Corruption. The scripture, he that soweth through the flesh reap corruption. Because a wall of a city is something built so that it can be what? It can have a defense system. So if you don't have no wall up, if you don't have your spiritual guard up, because being able to have self-control allows you to be able to what? Apply the spirit. Right? Carrying on. 1 Corinthians 9 and 25. It says, and every man that striveth for the masteries. Matter of fact, I'm going to read it verse 24. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, and this thing that we are it's a race, but it's not a race as in a sprint. It's a marathon. That's why the scripture say, with your patience possess your soul. The race is not given to the swift, nor to the strong, but time and chance happen unto them all. You have to understand these things. This is the foundation of this truth that we're part of. That's the only way you can elevate to the next phase, is by having that foundation secured. but one receiveth the prize. So run that ye may obtain it. When you run a race, especially a marathon, what you do, you pace yourself. Right? And every man that strive for the masteries is temperate in all things. And that goes into the type of character and spirit that you want to be in. You want to have a temperate. You want to be moderate. And that's going to be in what? Balance. Because too much of anything will kill you. Can cause you to fall. If it's not properly checked and balanced. It said, now they that do it obtain a corruptible crown, but we are incorruptible, and that's what we're fighting for. Everlasting life, be forgiven, salvation, deliverance from all this destruction that's about to come. This is Titus 1:7-8. But they say, for a bishop must be blameless as the stewards of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, not self-willed. What that word self-willed mean? Self-pleasing. So being selfish, self-centered. But you only care about your welfare, yourself. You only care about self-promotion. Arrogant, self-willed. So you can never be able to be a leader or even lead yourself if you're self-pleasing or arrogant, because guess what you're going to do? You're going to please the flesh. So you'll never grow. It says, not soon angry, not given to wine, nor striker, not given to filthy lucre, right? Not greedy of gain, but a lover of hospitality, a lover of good men. They say a lover of good men, not wicked, sober, just, holy, temperate. These are the attributes that the men of the Lord had. And we, hoping, Lord willing, we be the men of the Lord. This is what should be showing forth in our behavior. Right? Proverbs 20:1. Wine is a mocker. That's why the scriptures say don't be given to wine. Strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. So if you don't have control over your meat or your drink, right, which I'm talking about wine now, if you don't have control over your drink, if you can't control your wine, your yayan, or your liquor, you're being deceived. That means you're not wise. You're just deceiving yourself. Because really you're being controlled by those spirits. That's why they call it wine and spirits. Right? And this is part of having a self-evaluation of oneself. You should know your limit. You should know when you done had enough. You should know, well, yeah, I'm my spirit's off. I need to do some self-maintenance. This Sirach, Ecclesiastes 31:26, the furnace proveth the edge by dipping. So do wine the hearts of the proud by drunkenness. Because a wine will reveal who you are. You see? Strong drink will reveal. It'll show forth your folly. Verse 27, wine is as good as life to a man if it be drunk in moderately, in moderation. So you should know, I done had enough. This is my limit. And guess what? Those limits are different. Some greater, some less, pertaining on that person. Some shouldn't have it at all. But that goes into knowing not your own self. And guess what? Our forefathers knew that. That's part of being a man. And Apostle Gabar, Elder Apostle Gabar said, before you can be a man of the Lord, you must be a man first. What life is then to a man that is without wine? For it was made to make men glad. So ain't nothing wrong with drinking. But if you have control over your drinking, then guess what? You're not wise. You're going to destroy yourself. Verse 28, wine measurably drunk in season bringeth gladness of heart and cheerfulness of mind. Because that's what it was made for men to be able to enjoy and to rejoice. Right? Especially from your labor and your sorrow. Verse 29, but wine drunken in excess maketh bitterness of mind with brawling and quarreling. Right? That's why people get into a lot of fights when they drunk. try to show that they can fight, show their manliness, their valiantness when they're drunk. As the scriptures say, drunkenness increases the rage of a fool till he offend. So if you're foolish, you're going to offend. You're going to do things to offend, to go off when you're drunk, man. It diminishes strength and maketh wounds, right? So since I spoke on, right, how the men of the Lord were men of understanding character, I want to bring up an account of King David. Because what made David a man after the Most High heart is the way that he behaved himself. Right? This is 1 Samuel 18:12. And Saul was afraid of David because the Lord was with him and was departed from Saul. Therefore Saul removed him from him and made him his captain over 1,000. And he went out and came in before the people. And David behaved himself wisely in all his ways. It say he behaved himself. This thing is more about how you behave yourself, how you conduct yourself, how you living than anything. You know not to preach the wrong doctrine, but do you know how to behave? Do you walk with the light? It says, 1 Samuel 18:14, and David behaved himself wisely in all his ways, and the Lord was with him. You see? The Lord was with David for that, man. This Psalms 101 and 2. I will behave myself wisely in a perfect way. Oh, when wilt thou come unto me? I will walk within my house in a perfect heart, right? Which the word heart goes to the Hebrew word la'ab, which means what? Your mind, your spirit. So you got to be moving, especially in this vessel with a perfect spirit. You got to have your mind right, your spirit right. And that's going to how you behave yourself, man. We have to be men of understanding and men of great character, great behavior. You can't just know how to act, but you don't show how to act. This Proverbs 16:20, he that handleth a matter wisely, he that handleth a matter wisely shall find good. And King David and all our other forefathers, they handled matters wisely. The brother Batak brought out beautiful scriptures on how Solomon, he asked the Lord how to give him understanding and wisdom on how to judge the people. And that pleased the Lord. And after the Lord gave him that and more than what he asked, the Lord tested him on how to judge matters. And he judged it and he handled it wisely. That's what we should be striving for, to be proper judges. And a judge can discern between good and evil. It says, he that handleth a matter wisely shall find good, and whoso trusteth in the Lord, happy is he. And that's what our forefathers did. They handled matters wisely and they trusted in the Lord, man. It say, the wise in heart shall be called prudent, and the sweetness of lips increase of learning. Understanding is a wellspring of life unto him that have it. So being a man of understanding and of great character will bring forth you life. But instructions of fool is folly. And I'm going to end off of this Psalms 50:23. Whoso offer praise glorifieth me, and to him that ordereth his conversation, right, his behavior, his manner of life, aright will I soothe the salvation of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So with that, I want to end this lesson, Lord willing, I pray to be edifying. Again, I want to give all glory, our honor, and our praise to our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles of great millstone, who will teach well. Peace and blessings to the elect. Kwam Yashala, Shalom.